Bitcoin has broken out to new yearly highs. Ethereum looks like it is about to follow suit. And in today's episode of the Everything Crypto Show, we're going to list my top 3 altcoins that could see some explosive moves in the month of December. Now, before we hop into today's content, just a friendly reminder that I am not a financial advisor. I am simply here for your crypto news and entertainment purposes. So if you do find these videos informative or entertaining, please consider hitting that sub button, hitting that like button, and turning the notification bell on. And I do appreciate all of the support on the channel. So with that, we're going to hop right into spot number 1. And for a little bit of context, we can see here that the market is looking good, okay? Bitcoin looks like it wants to break above 39K. And we can see here on a year-to-date basis that we are approaching and actually just making yearly highs as I speak. And really, ever since late October, it has just been this nice grind to the upside. Bitcoin has been respecting this uptrend and not really generating any buying opportunities for people that have been looking for dips. The market has really been in an up-only move for the past couple of months. And taking a look at Ethereum as well, we can actually see that the prior yearly high sits at about 2140 there on the wick. And at the moment, Ether is sitting at about 2125, looking like it potentially does also want to make new yearly highs. So the next question is, which altcoins are going to follow suit if Bitcoin takes off, if Ethereum takes off? And the number one altcoin that I'm putting here in spot number 3 is Solana. Now, it's worth mentioning that Solana has had a very impressive year, up about 440%. It started the year at a price tag of about $10, currently sitting up at $62.20. And it has been one of the best performing altcoins of the year. And I do think this is based on a couple of different catalysts, but I really think that the biggest catalyst here, okay, so we can actually see here, it's up 518% year to date. So outperforming Ether by like 6x. And yeah, I think the big thing for Solana is, first of all, that it has begun to move away from its association with Sam Bankman-Fried, with FTX. And there are a couple of very other big partnerships for Solana that I do think has continued to push the adoption of this altcoin and have people really recognize it as a serious competitor to Ethereum. So the first one here is Solana Pay integrating with Shopify. And Solana Pay is a decentralized peer-to-peer payments protocol built on Solana by Solana Labs. It is now available to millions of businesses as an approved app integration with Shopify, which is a leading global commerce company that provides internet infrastructure for consumers and for sellers. So a really big deal here that Shopify is recognizing Solana Pay as a legitimate way to use cryptocurrency as a payment method, and they are using USDC as the initial payment option. So what they basically said here is that Shopify accounts for 10% of the total US e-commerce and $444 billion worth of global economic activity. And credit card processing fees usually cost a business between 1.5% to 3.5% per transaction. But using Solana Pay is basically fee-free, okay? I mean, if we actually take a look at Solana's cost, it's about 0.00025 cents, basically fractions of a penny per transaction. And yeah, this is obviously why Shopify is looking to move into alternative payment options so they can save that 1.5%. And on $444 billion here, worth of global economic activity, saving even 1.5% is a very big deal for Shopify. And that's a big reason they have recognized Solana, because of the fast transaction to finality time, as well as the very, very cheap cost of these transactions. Now, this is the same reason that Visa has also recognized Solana as a legitimate layer 1 solution here for a payment method. And they did announce that they will be introducing USDC settlement on Solana as well. They initially did adopt Ethereum, but now it looks like they are looking to improve the speed of cross-border settlement and provide a modern option for clients to easily send or receive funds from Visa Treasury. And they say here that Solana is a very good option for this. In fact, they do have a whole paper, a whole write write-up here on Solana. Visa themselves did a deep dive, and yeah, you can obviously see here that they have done their research on Solana, and clearly they like what they see because they have chosen to kind of expand out their payment system or their payments testing right now to Solana for USDC as well. And last but not least, we just recently heard from Coinbase. I believe this was yesterday, and they were basically talking about blockchains they're looking to support, including their very own Layer 2 base. They spoke about the Bitcoin Lightning Network, and Brian Armstrong, the CEO, said here that they're looking to integrate other Layer 1s that are very fast, like Solana. Okay, so we are really seeing here a lot of these different big companies when it comes to crypto and payments, Visa, Shopify, Coinbase, all acknowledging that they do like Ethereum and Layer 2s, but they are also looking for Layer 1 alternatives. And at the moment, Solana does appear to be one of the favorites. So definitely has fueled a lot of the rally this year for Solana, in my opinion. And with that, we're going to move into spot number 2, which is going to AVAX. So Solana and AVAX are both tokens we actually had our eye on for the month of November as well. Both of them were incredible performers. Okay, Solana up over 55%, give or take, from when we recorded that last video, and AVAX here up 87.88%. Okay, I believe in the November update, AVAX was sitting at like $12 and Solana in that $40 range, and AVAX is now up at $22 per token. And just like Solana, I do believe that AVAX is going to be a Layer 1 preferred choice when it comes to institutions and payment systems. And, you know, we actually saw this news come out in mid-November. I think this fueled a lot of the rally for AVAX, as we actually saw both JP Morgan and Citigroup testing on an Avalanche subnet. So AVAX, we actually saw Onyx by JP Morgan and Apollo Global announce a collaboration under Project Guardian, basically using Layer 0 Labs to connect Onyx with a permissioned Avalanche subnet, enabling seamless subscriptions and redemptions for funds offered by WisdomTree Prime. So we saw WisdomTree here, a huge asset manager, and JP Morgan actually connecting the JP Morgan Onyx blockchain with a permissioned Avalanche Evergreen subnet. And it says here that they stand out as individual blockchains tailored to meet institutional needs, incorporating features such as EVM compatibility, network privacy, custom gas features, and permissioning at various levels. So key players in financial services sector are increasingly recognizing blockchain as a transformative force capable of enhancing capital markets infrastructure and institutional workflows. And yeah, WisdomTree, among others, are engaging actively with Spruce, which is an Avalanche subnet, and it is targeting institutions. And we can also see here that Citigroup, as a part of Project Guardian, basically leveraged an Avalanche subnet to do spot Forex trades. So developed in collaboration with the Monetary Authority of Singapore, the application underwent testing for a spot Forex on the US dollar to the Singapore dollar trade. So personally, I see this as a big deal that JP Morgan, Citigroup, and the Monetary Authority of Singapore have all been building and or just testing on Avalanche. And personally, I see this as a big deal for the Avalanche blockchain that JP Morgan, Citigroup, and the Monetary Authority of Singapore have all been testing on individual Avalanche subnets that are built and tailored to meet these institutions' needs. And earlier this year, we actually saw Avalanche become the first blockchain to form a partnership with Amazon Web Services, who is looking to help bring this subnet feature to enterprises and governments, allowing them to also make fully customizable blockchains. And that's why we have been talking about Avalanche pretty frequently over this past year, okay? When this partnership announcement actually came out for AVAX, I mean, the token was sitting at about $11 where it was last month before it took off here up above $22 at the moment. And yeah, that's simply why we have been covering AVAX so much on the channel. That AWS partnership came earlier in the year. They've partnered up or collaborated with Amazon, Alibaba, Tencent, and now we have JP Morgan, Citigroup, WisdomTree, and more on the institutional side of things. And to wrap things up, the final token I do want to talk about is Quant. This is my number 3 pick for the month of December. And I do think that Quant for majority of this year, it's definitely been an underperformer, okay? It has not moved with majority of the altcoin market. One thing I do think is really worth mentioning is that last year in the bear market, when most alts were, basically down from that June low going into the end of the year, Quant actually saw a very nice rally off of that June low from $42. It actually rallied all the way up to $228. So when majority of alts were either flat or down in that time period, Quant had actually rallied over 400%. And as it was a big outperformer in 2022, it has now been an underperformer this year. However, I actually posted this chart on Twitter, and I want to show you guys. So this is Quant on a log scale. And this is more of a technical pick really than like a fundamental one. I've spoken about the fundamentals of Quant plenty on the channel. But when it comes to Quant here, the one thing I am looking for is that on a log scale, you can see it's really been in this downtrend ever since it previously hit that all-time high at 428. It got rejected here last October and has been getting rejected majority of the new year. However, it is finally above this downtrending channel at the moment, has once again bounced off of this long-term uptrending channel, once again coinciding with that breakout above the long-term downtrending channel. And that's why I am keeping my eye on this project for this month and moving into the new year, as it has been a laggard after a pretty good 2022. And I'm just looking to see if this altcoin finally wants to play catch up with the rest of the market. So I'm sorry about my dogs in the background, but I hope you enjoyed the content in today's video. I hope you are all staying happy, safe, and healthy, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.